Okay, so good morning again. Yesterday we had a question. Is it true that all students after their engineering degree get a very good package? And then we saw an example of anecdotal evidences. Uh, and we saw why these evidences tend to fail. Right? And why do we need to do it statistically? Why do we need a statistical approach? In the statistical approach, we first do data collection, do some descriptive statistics, EDA, hypothesis testing, and then we estimate something. Today, I have one more question, which is related to childbirth. Let me make some space. And the question is from the very famous book called Think Stats by Alan B. Downey. The question is, do first babies arrive late? It means whenever a woman is having her first child, is it true that the child is taking more than 9 months, or what is the case? Less, it takes more time, the pregnancy time is more, or is it less? That is the question. If you ask people, they will give you evidences like this. Like my two friends, they got babies, and that they recently got their first babies. Both were 2 weeks late. Okay. Or you might hear answers like I don't think so, as because my relative had the baby uh, 1 week early, right? So these kinds of answers you will get, and all these are anecdotal evidences. Right? There has been a very interesting survey in the United States of America, and that survey is called the NSFG, right? Which is NSFG, which is National Survey of Family Growth. Okay. So they have conducted this survey since 1973, and this survey is conducted by US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Right? So we will try to understand this data set first, and then we will try to draw conclusions. I have downloaded the data sets from this book's website called thinkstats.com. Right? This code is also available. Data and code available at thinkstats.com, which is a very good book, right, to start with statistics and probability for data science. So we will first have a look at the data set, and then we will try to understand what the data set is all about. Okay. So now I will be switching to another window, which I will share. Yes. I hope it is visible. Just a minute, just a minute.
Visible.
I hope this is visible to you, right? My whole screen is visible now.
Right, right.
So I have got this folder from the GitHub, right? And the data set is available here. The data set is between is inside this zipped file. Okay. It is not zip, it is compressed file .gz, and I will open it with text editor. First, let us see the size. It is 6.1 MB, right? And I will be opening it. This is what we have. One, and then you see the spacing is, it is not comma separated value. It is separated by a proper spacing, right, between the values that has been written here. Okay. This is the data set on which we are going to work. And this is a dictionary, right? In order to understand this data set, we need to understand what are the meanings of different columns and what are the other data types of different values, right? So we will need this, right? And this is a dictionary, and it tells what data in that particular file means. Yeah. Right. So first, let us have a look at this data set. So it is a dictionary, and it tells what is column one. Right? It is a string with 12, 12 letters, characters. Right? It is a case ID. Right? Some identity that has been assigned to a particular row. Right? And then respondent ID number. Right? The second one is respondent ID number. And then after this column 1, right, the first one, we go into column 13 because it is of size 12, right? The next column, this column will be 13th, right, which is a byte, and it will have two bytes of data, and it will be floating point, right? And pregnancy order number, right? So pregnancy order number is it the first pregnancy or second pregnancy or third pregnancy? First child or second child or third child, that order. How to break n, right? This again is of 2 bytes, right? So after 13, 15, after that we see it is 17, right? And it is in bytes, right? So it is number of weeks or months currently pregnant, right? Similarly, we have how break P. It is current pregnancy length reported in months or weeks. Okay. So similarly, we have this data set. There are a lot of columns available. Right? There are like more than 200 data columns that we have here. Okay. This is the dictionary and this is the data. So now we have seen the data set, right? Now we are going to understand certain important points. This what kind of study is this? So there are two types of studies, right? There are two types of studies. One is cross sectional study, and the other one is longitudinal, yes, and the other one is longitudinal study. So my question here is, what this this data NSFG, what kind of study is this? Let us first understand what do they mean. Cross sectional study is, it captures at a point of time. Right? And longitudinal study is it observes the observes a group repeatedly over a period of time, right? So my question is, which of these is NSFG? Please tell me the answer. Is this the data set that I have shown you? Is it about repeatedly checking or repeatedly observing a group for a period of time, or is it like getting a snapshot of the whole population of the United States, a small part of the population of the United States at a given point of time? The correct answer is, it is cross-sectional study. Right? Okay, now we will try to understand certain terms which are used. First one is the population, right? And so it is the whole overall population of the, all the data points in the universe, right? But we cannot gather data about the whole population, right? Suppose if we want to get the pregnancy data from the whole US population, that is not possible. What we do is that we we take a representative sample, right, of the population on which we which we do our study, right? And then there are respondents who participate, are the people who participate in your survey, right? There are certain, we cannot choose any sample, right? The sample needs to represent the population, right? So that the conclusions that we derive on the sample is applicable to the whole population, right? So that the conclusions or estimations that we derive for the sample is applicable to the population. If it is not properly, if the sample does not represent the population, in that case it is possible. Let me give you an example. If there is a, if this study is conducted for, if this NSFG study is conducted only for a particular location or a particular race of people, it is possible, then it is possible that the sample does not represent the results that we get from the sample does not represent the whole population, right? So a sample that represents the whole population is called a relative sample, right? Okay.